Good morning, everyone. How are y'all doing? I'm doing alright myself. Let me just grab the link. And I can get started. And I should probably also make sure that the bot interacts with everyone. Okay. Okay, good. I'm listed there, so now we should be getting a check. And I also got the link I need, so time to share it on out. Alright, good, that works. Don't really have much to say right now while I'm sharing out links, because things have just been mostly the same. I am kind of recovering quite nicely from the fall that I've had. Like I can move easier and that. It's all a good thing. But it's just been the same things as of nothing going on, so nothing really much has changed here. Though I will say that today was a little frustrating because the dock I use when I stream from Switch, it just like won't cooperate today, and that's kind of the thing that I was talking about one time when I mentioned it, that the third-party dock I got, while it works well, it is a bit finicky at times, and today it was that finicky thing, even though It hasn't caused me those kind of problems in the recent times. So I had thought I'd figured it out and how to deal with that, but it seemed that I was wrong. But I'm not too bent out of shape about it. A lot of things that frustrate me these days are more so in the category of I ended up being right in situations where I wanted to be wrong. And that just kind of hurt everything. But I think I got everything settled here. Yeah. Alright. Now, let me get the game up, and just to remind you all, this is a visual novel, so if you don't like them, now's your chance to leave. Hold on, I forgot about something here. There we go. Shouldn't be too much of a problem with this screen, but it would be when I get it over here. Alright. There we go. Well, welcome in, everyone. Alright. And I'm doing good. I'm just excited to get on with this route. From what I could gather, this is the final route. But I can't say that for sure. I only get that inkling because there is nothing on the trophy lists about it. Or anything else afterwards. Let's see. Well, let's see what happens here. It happened while we were doing the dishes. I was washing them while Leland dried them with magic. I'm putting this plate back, so duck. Leland got on her tiptoes and reached up toward the shelf. At that moment, yes, right then, I could see her side through her loose sleeve. Don't give me a reason to want to punch you in the face, Hikaru. Ah, her tan skin was dazzling. Changing my angle, I could also see the swell of her breasts. So sexy. And I want to punch you in the face right now, Hikaru. No, don't go that way. This is only rated T. Well, whatever it was, I felt a bit dirty seeing something that was supposed to be hidden. That's how it was. What are you looking at? Arg. There was abrupt retribution from above. I prepared for my death. I won't give them to you even if you want it. Well, what do you mean? You're looking at my magical items, right? No, he's looking at your chest, and that's why I want to punch him in the face. Apparently, she hadn't noticed where I was looking. I went with the flow and nodded. I told you before. Yes. If I take these off, my defensive power goes down, so it's not happening. I see. But I don't care about other magic. Seriously? I can't speak your language, though. You can still use magic without a spell. Oh? The key to magic is image and mana. As long as you can visualize it, you don't need a spell. Visualization, I see. What about mana? The more, the better. Yes, you can use magic if you use a ton of mana, even if you can't visualize it too well. A kind of voiceless incantation, huh? But isn't that a high-level skill? That's why most people use spells. You know a lot. I was just flaunting what I learned from comics. I guess Akari rubbed off on me. As you say, Hikaru, it's very difficult to use magic without a spell. If your image is blurry, you risk accidentally causing an explosion. In other words, it's an indispensable skill for a frontline mage. You can focus on casting in the back, but you don't have the time for that on the front line. How exactly do you know this? She looked at me like I was something disgusting. I might have said a bit too much. To sum up, I can do magic without an incantation. Didn't I say it was dangerous? First, you have to practice controlling your mana. Leland took my hands and held them in hers. She was probably trying to teach me what the flow of magic feels like. However, all I could think about was how soft and feminine her hands were. Just when I thought I couldn't take it any longer, she let go. Hikaru? Sorry. The atmosphere was tense. Luckily, my elbow jumped into the dish rack and knocked a spoon over. What just happened? Sorry, just a little accident. I washed it once more, this time making sure to carefully put it on the dish rack. I wasn't quite sure of what just happened. But if Leland didn't mention it, I wasn't going to either. We continued washing the dishes. On the inside, I felt remorseful about a lot of things. In the end, I'm no good at anything. How depressing. Save myself the unnecessary worry. I decided to forget the whole thing. Leland's story. Summer had come to Okinawa. Scorching sun, blazing beach, cerulean sea. The city bustled with tourists, and pleasure boats were constantly coming and going from the harbor. At this time, the population of Hisaku Island tripled. Most of them stayed in hotels. Since I worked in one, I worked myself to death with the encouragement of the managers. Work until the bitter end. Work, work, work. I tried to make the most of my one day off a week. However, the gods were cruel. I was pressed into labor on my precious day off. Why exactly do I have to work? I can't believe you're calling this work. I merely asked you to take my luggage. Was I hearing you right when you said it's only a few pieces?
ちょっとした荷物じゃないですか。
Well, isn't it? As if. The other day, Akari made an oddly formal request. I want you to hold on to some luggage at the house, she said. Since it didn't seem like a big deal, I quickly agreed. Today she showed up pulling a trailer on her bike. There were 20 cardboard boxes stacked inside. So what exactly is in these?
フィギュアです。こっそり買い集めていたのですが、途中親に見られてしまうかもしれませんから、避難させることにしたのです。
Figurines. I've been collecting them in secret, but I was afraid that my parents might find them while I'm gone, so now I'm finding them a safe
と
haven.
いうことで、早速リビングへ運んでください。
In short, please put them in the living room. Wait, why the
リ
living
ビングを
room?
ショールームにします。
I'm turning it into a showroom. No, you're not.
いいじゃないですか。
Fine then.
家では飾ることも、箱を開封することも、なんなら包装紙すら破けなかったフィギュアたちなんですよ。
Let's see. Hear ye, my figurines, which I've never been able to decorate my home with, take out of box or even remove the wrapping paper from.
今こそ輝こうとしているこの子たちを、西目さんは再び暗い段ボールに押し込んでやろうと、そう言うんですか？
Nishime has declared that I must once again stuff my shining children back in their dark boxes. They don't need to shine in other people's living
もう
rooms.
いいです。西目さんには頼みません。リルーさん、いいですよね。
Never mind. We won't beg Nishime. May I, Leland?
許可するわ。
You've got my permission. Wait a minute.
広いんだし問題ないでしょ。
See, there's plenty of room, so what's the problem? This isn't about
あんた
space.
の家でもないし。
This isn't your house either. My grandfather won't allow figurines in the living room. It turned into a heated discussion. We continued our fiery exchange as we carried boxes. Akari nonchalantly opened the boxes and arranged the figures. It felt like it was a done deal and my objections were part of the hazy past. By the time I noticed, an amazing showcase had been born. Scantily clad ladies were lined up in the living
素
room.
晴らしいショーケースになりました。西目さん、喜んでいいですよ。
This became a wonderful showcase. You must be pleased, Nishime. I'm not. What am I going to tell my grandfather when he comes back?
目が幸せになったところで、もう一仕事と行きましょう。
Okay, now that we've feasted our eyes, let's get back to work. Aren't we already
なぜ
done?
これで全てだと思ったのですか？
Now, why would you think that was everything? And unbelievably, Akari
ま
said,
もなくリアカーのおかわりが来ます。
I'll be back in a jiffy with another trailer full. My day off is slipping away. It's over. After carrying in all the boxes, I sink into the sofa completely exhausted. It was a little hard to see the clock because of the showcase. 8 p.m. I had to go back to work in 12 hours. This is the
お疲れ
worst.
様。
Good work. The tireless Leland brought me some tea. Must be nice to have an enhanced body. This job was awful. Kari's a
で
demon.
も、喜んでたわ。思い出になったって。
But she was happy you made memories. This isn't the kind I want to be making. As I shifted my focus behind Leland, I could see a massive number of figurines of beautiful girls. Akari's collection, the secret treasures she's so proud of. Why did they have to be buried here? Because their owner was leaving. Akari would be heading to Tokyo in 2 weeks. To pursue her dream of being a voice actor, she was joining a talent agency in Tokyo. I wouldn't see her for a long time. Thinking of that, I suddenly began to love the naughty figurines. I'm so happy I could make at least one memory. Aside from having to carry all those girly figurines.
そっか、あかりちゃん8月でいなくなっちゃうんだ。
So Kari will be gone in August? It's all happening so fast, her audition was just the
オ
other
ーディ
day.
ションを受けたの、私たちが出会う前の話だよね。
Didn't that happen before we met? Oh, that's right. I feel like I've known you for a long time.
私も。そっか、私たちが会う前にいろいろあったんだ。
Same here, it's amazing. So much happened before we met. The next day I ran into Higa in front of the hotel. She'd been selling ice cream over the summer, including in front of the hotel. During my lunch break, I'd occasionally chat with her. I complained about all the carrying I had to do along with the figures in the living room. Before long, we were discussing Akari leaving for Tokyo. Higa seemed to have her own thoughts about the move.
東京に行っちゃう前に思い出が欲しいね。
I want to make some memories with her before she leaves for Tokyo. What about something
そうだ
fun?
ね。みんなでお出かけがいいな。
Good idea, let's try to get everyone to come. It'll be like a festival. I intentionally referenced a festival. That was the day I confessed to her. It was undeniably a bold move. She let me down gently and I was ashamed by my own childishness. Higa was more mature than I thought, and acted like it never happened. She treated me the same way she always did. I took advantage of her kindness and forgot about it too. It was a bitter memory. It felt like crawling through pudding.
もっと大きなことしたいよね。
I want to do something bigger than that. What did you have in mind?
聞いちゃう？実は秘策があるのだ。
You want to know, huh? Well, I have a secret plan. With a ta-da, Higa produced a watermelon from her
他にも
cart.
あるよ。
But wait, there's more. With a clatter, she pulled out a set of fireworks and a bathing suit. Where in the world was she keeping... No, never mind. With that combination of things, there was only one possibility. You want to go to the beach?
正解。
That's right. Summer memories at the beach. Classic. After all, it's free. The beach is within walking distance. It really was an incredible idea. The problem is how to get a day off work. Iga and I were both in the service industry and worked weekends. We'd have to sync up our
でも
weekdays.
平日は学校あるもんね。
But there's school on weekdays, not summer
そうな
vacation.
んだ。
Oh, I see.
平日で海に行けたらいいね。
Okay, let's go to the beach during the week then. Sounds good. I was filled with dread the moment I said it. Lately, I had the impression that Suzuki was in some kind of feud or something. If I asked to change shifts, I felt like she might have asked me to cut off a finger to prove my loyalty. So I thought, but the wind shifted a few days later. Suzuki says you can take tomorrow off. Suzuki said something crazy. Was this an omen of some natural disaster? That's what I thought. Somehow I was right. It was coming. I saw the omens in the morning. That particular morning the wind was strong and humid. There were some scattered, untropical feeling rain showers. Even the people on the tour buses looked unhappy. More guests picked up pamphlets at the hotel. I observed the families chatting about their plans for tomorrow and beyond. It was the reason. You think of Okinawa, you think of it. You think of it, you think of Okinawa. A typhoon. Last night's weather report said there was a chance one would hit Okinawa the next day. The pressure in the storm's center was 955 hectopascals. Its power was greater than the center. The problem was its huge projected path. Even the day before, its route hasn't been narrowed down. Typhoons were a big blow for Okinawa in July. Until the storm passed, marine sports are suspended and the sea looks dull. Inevitably, customers stayed away. However, if we knew it was coming, there were measures we could take. We could adjust things like food supplies, part-time shifts, and the contract tours the hotel offers. We didn't know. All we could do is trust in the heavens. And because serious decision-making went hand in hand with high stress, the managers were all irritated. Meanwhile, I felt somewhere in my heart that it wasn't my problem. In Tokyo, lots of typhoons had passed through places that had nothing to do with me. I'd never seen it take major damage from a typhoon in my life. I had no understanding of what one could do to a small isolated island. So let's start from the beginning. Starting from when Suzuki had told me you can take tomorrow off. Ishime, you can leave early today. Suzuki was giving me permission to leave early. It was so weird I did a double take. Why? Because the earliest arrival for the storm is tonight. So it's coming and I'm leaving early because, Nishime, you actually live in Okinawa. If you don't stock up on food, won't you starve on Toyotoki Island? Starvation is not a gentle death. Just what is happening. Nishime, where do you usually buy groceries? Hold on, guys. I don't usually do this too soon, but I am kind of feeling a little bit of discomforting pain. It's not too bad to stop the stream entirely, but I'm just getting feelings that I need to take a break earlier than usual, so I'll be right back to take care of that and get a drink. Get something to drink while you guys can too. Alright, I'm back. Things like this happen from time to time. Ooh, I forgot about something here. Alright. Yeah, I knew I forgot something there, but yeah. Things like that happen from time to time. These days because I suffer from the typical American diet. And that causes problems, and also the typical American lifestyle that I keep complaining about. Mishime, where do you usually buy groceries? At the shop on the island. And what kind of food can you find there? Mainly fish. So everything other than that needs to be imported from elsewhere, and the ships might not be able to come for a while because of the typhoon I see now. Toyotoki Island wasn't self-sufficient in food. In short, since it relied on outside help, if transportation stopped, so did the food supply. There wouldn't be that much in stores. Everyone had to survive off what they could keep. I understand the situation, but will you be okay being so busy? Kids shouldn't worry about adults. She bonked my head with a slipper. Suzuki's love comes with violence. What a tsundere. Convinced to leave early, I headed for the shopping district. It was crowded. It made the emptiness in the spring feel like a distant dream. In the middle of the street, for some reason, was a supermarket for locals. A boombox was out front, broadcasting news about sales. Cheap, cheap, cheap. You wouldn't see such a rustic store in Tokyo, but I thought it fit around here.
何してるの?
What are you doing? A voice came from behind. It was Leland. We didn't leave together this morning, so to save on travel expense, as she likely flew here. What about you? What are you doing
針と
here?
糸を買いに来たの。
I came to buy a needle and thread. She held up the bag she was
それ
holding.
と、食べ物も買おうかと思って。台風になるから買っておきなさいって言われて。
And also food. They told me I should because a typhoon is coming. I was also gonna do that. What have you bought?
何も。この店は強盗に襲われたみたい。
Nothing. The store looks like it's been robbed. It hasn't. It's just panic buying, or at least something like that. Something like it. The store was in the middle of a tourist area. They might have run out of stock due to the amount of
そ
people.
れで、台風って何?
By the way, what's a typhoon? So that's where you are, huh? It's strong wind and rain. Ships can't sail, so they can't come to the island or bring
それ
food.
は困るわね。
That's pretty annoying. It really is, isn't it? By the way, I'd prefer if you didn't assume we can just eat snakes and something. I don't want to live as a survivalist, alright? He says that, but when you're in the kind of predicament people like me are in, where we're forced to deal with a car-dependent culture, you end up in the survivalist mental state a lot. Not exactly like a survivalist lifestyle, but the mental state, yes. I mentioned that just for good measure, and Leland looked at me like I was an
嵐
idiot.
の日に狩りをするバカがどこにいるの？
What kind of fool hunts during a storm? And here we are. We split up and checked out different stores. The nearest was a general store away from the harbor. You'd usually need a car to get there, but we used magic. There was no food in stock. They were out of both preserved and perishable stuff. For some reason, even the Awamori liquor was sold out. That's the Islanders for you. At the next store, we finally found some cookies. Can't have this for dinner. While I was being fussy, we were running out of time. With each passing minute, the ferries were leaving. Let's find a way back to the island. We gave up on our way to the harbor. Isaku had a large population, especially at this time during tourist season. There wasn't a thing we could do about the panic buying. Meanwhile, there were tons of souvenirs left. Buying rations ended up costing more. Toyotoki Island didn't have many tourists, so there was still a sliver of hope. What's going on? We arrived at the harbor. We immediately noticed something strange. There were too many people to fit inside the waiting room. There was also a long line at the front desk. It wrapped around the waiting room and went outside. Though it could accommodate tons of tourists, this situation was unusual.
比嘉じゃない？
Oh, isn't that Higa? It is. Let's go ask her. Fortunately, we found Kanshiro and Higa. Behind them were Akari and Goldilocks. We all gathered together. Did something happen?
西目くんも来たんだ。なんかね、フェリーの機材トラブルなんだって。
Nishime is here too. The ferry's having some kind of mechanical issues. At a time like this, can they fix
い
it?
つになるかわからないって。早くしないと波が高くなって船を出せなくなるのにね。
They're not sure when, but if they don't hurry, the waves will be too high for the boat to leave. It was the worst case scenario. If we couldn't get home, we'd be stuck in the typhoon, exposed to the elements. Just then, someone came running out of the waiting room. What was something going on? As if to answer my question, an old man in a button-down shirt walked up. Today's ferry is experiencing mechanical difficulties, so all trips are cancelled. It was a dreadful announcement. What could we do? Fly back home via magic?
今日は魔力を使ってるの。何人も連れて行けるほどの余力はないわ。
No way, I've been using magic all day. I don't have the strength to take anyone back. She shot down my idea. We had to search for accommodation.
あかりはキリコの別荘に泊めてもらうことにします。なんといってもキリコは素晴らしい髪型をしているので、心が広いんです。ですよね。
I'll stay with Kiriko in her villa. She's got the absolute best hair, so she must also have a generous heart, isn't that right? Not exactly, Akari. Akari immediately employed flattery.
まあ、そういう側面があることは否定しませんわ。
Well, I can't in good conscience deny it. Goldilocks is easily handled. I wanted to stay too, but it wouldn't be right in a girl's home. My only option was Kanshiro's house.
俺んちは無理だ。親とは仲が悪いんでな。
Sorry, my place is a no-go. My parents and I don't get along. I was quickly refused. I'd been there, so I understood. It'd be impossible for me to take my friends to my aunt's house. But that left us with no room, no place to stay. There wasn't any room for me where I worked. What miserable luck.
は西目さんがやります。それでいいでしょ？
Can do that. Is that alright, Nishime? Huh? Suddenly heard my name. Conversation had continued without me.
西目さんがやるなら問題ないでしょ？
And you're fine with Nishime doing that, right?
ええ、構いませんわよ。
Yes, I have no objections. Wait. What are you talking
娘
about?
さんが手伝う代わりに宿を提供しましょうって話ですよ。
You can get a place to stay in exchange for helping out, Nishime. With
台
what?
風の準備ですよ。
Typhoon preparations.
私、久作島に別荘を持っておりますの。台風の準備をしたいのだけれど、あいにく使用人を皆、豊時島に置いてきてしまって。
I have a villa here on Hisaku Island. It needs to be prepped for the typhoon, but unfortunately, all the staff are on Toyotoki Island. So I need some assistance. So if I do, I could stay at the villa?
広い場所ですから。よろしければ、イルーさんもどうぞ。
Yes, there's plenty of room. Leland can stay as well if she wishes.
私もいいの？
Me too?
もちろん。宿泊のあてがないのでしょ？
Actually, you don't have a place to stay, correct? Goldilocks looked like an angel. When I get the chance, I'll build a golden statue of Goldilocks in my heart.
決めた。私も泊まる。
Alright, it's decided. I'll stay too.
構いませんけれど。ご自分の家があるんではなくて？
I don't mind. But don't you have your own place?
分かってないな。これは合宿だよ。みんなでご飯を作ったり、夜通しゲームしたり、お話ししたりするの。
I don't know, but it'll be like a sleepover, making food with everyone, playing games and talking all night. An idea struck me like lightning. Sleepover, staying up late, playing games with everyone. It all sounded like fun. It felt like a revelation when before I was only thinking about evacuation.
確かに人が集まって夜を過ごすわけですからね。準
Haha.
備さえすれば楽しく遊べますね。比嘉
Haha.
さん、ナイスアイデアです。
Haha. Well, it is true that we'll all be spending the night together. We can even have fun with prepping. Good idea,
で
Higa?
しょ？
Isn't it?
けど、そんなことして仕事に響かないわけ？
But won't that interfere with work? Leland brought up a fair point. I shouldn't be goofing off since I had work early the next morning. No, you don't.
台風が来たら全島で仕事は休みでしてよ。うちのホテルもアルバイトには休みを出していますもの。
Isn't the whole island off? My hotel has given our part-timers time off. If the hotel owner said so, then there was no problem. I've got tomorrow off then. It's finally starting to feel real.
俺は慣れ合いは好まねえ。だが、どうしても力が必要だってんなら、この黒い腕を貸すぜ。
I'm not really a team player, but if you should need my help, you can count on this wicked arm of mine. Hanshiro began his plea.
ところで、場所はどこなわけ？
By the way, where is the villa?
右腕が共鳴している。
My right arm is vibrating.
今夜は何かありそうだぜ。人手は多い方がいい。
Something's going down tonight. The more help you have, the better.
私、光、あかり、比嘉、あんた、4人も泊まれるくらい広いの？
So me, Hikaru, Akari, Higa, and you, is it even big enough for 5 people? Don't be so cruel. Let him come, it'd feel weird if I was the only guy.
別荘は、ここからだと少し遠いですわね。
The villa isn't far from here.
私はタクシーで向かう予定でしたけれど、皆様、荷物を取りに戻りたいですわよね。
I'm going to take a taxi, but I'm sure all of you want to go back and retrieve your luggage. Leland and I didn't bring anything. We've got
あか
nothing.
りちゃんも手ぶらです。
Neither
キリコの服を借りたいです。
Neither do I. I'm going to have to borrow some of your clothes, Kiriko. A change of clothes. I hadn't thought of
リ
that.
ルーちゃんの着替えは私が用意するよ。インコを大家さんに預けなきゃだし、私は家に帰るよ。
Let's see. I'll get you a change of clothes, Leland. I have to go home and ask my landlord to look after my
タクシー
parakeets.
で迂回しても構いませんわよ。というより、車でないと別荘には行けませんわ。
I don't mind taking a detour in taxi, or I should say rather that you can't get to the villa without a
そうな
car.
んだ。じゃあ、お願いしようかな。
I see. Well, please and thank you. We all got into the taxi. Even Goldilocks was willing to pay for it. We felt like we should chip in too. She was giving us a place to stay after all.
俺はバイクで行くわ。先に帰ってるぞ。
I'm going to ride my motorcycle, head back home first. Kanashiro, who had wanted to come along with us, decided to travel alone. Do you know where the villa is?
まあな。何度か行ったことあんだ。
More or less, I've been there a couple of times. I see. He's been there before. How unexpected. Hey, could I borrow a change of clothes?
お前に似合う漆黒を用意し
Sure, I think something jet black would suit you. No normal clothes, please. Once our plan was set, we split up. Those of us in the taxi would pick up the luggage before going to Goldilocks' place. Then we'd go to the villa via Higa's house. Sleepover. I rolled that wonderful word on my tongue. It was like the sweetness of cotton candy mixed with pain. The latter mostly came from a middle school trip. It was a horrible incident. There wasn't any fun to be had for someone without any friends. But this time would be different. I'm going to be with a group of beautiful women who are my friends. This good fortune has made up for all my previous misfortunes. I thanked the god of fate. However, this sleepover wasn't all fun and games. Ego was the one who originally mentioned
東
it.
京に行っちゃう前に、思い出が欲しいね。
I want to make some memories with her before she leaves for Tokyo. 10 days left to make memories with Akari, who's leaving the island. I couldn't forget that.
行くぞ、合宿。おー
Let's go, sleepover, yeah! Iga got excited as we began moving. I was drawn into the excitement in the taxi and joined in the noise. The driver, a consummate professional, smiled without complaint. The villa was at the top of a hill. The exterior was made of wood. It was well suited for entertaining guests in the summer with things like a wooden deck and a hammock. There were several similar houses in a row with barbecue areas. It's like a
コ
cottage.
テージですわ。使わないときは貸し出してますの。
It is one. It's rented out when not in use. Every villa had a different owner. They were usually rented to tourists and used by the owners when they felt like it. They weren't used year-round. It was a logical
どう
plan.
ぞ。
After you. The trapped air escaped through the open door. Straight ahead was the living room. In the middle of that was an L-shaped sofa. The kitchen was attached and there was a plain old stool by the window. The design of the villa indulged in spaciousness with meaningless gaps in the layout of the room. From a Tokyoite perspective, it was unsettling. I wanted to fill up the unused space.
暑い。エアコンつけてください。
It's so hot, please turn on the AC. Akari dove into the sofa before the lights turned on. I always thought she had no concept of restraint.
うがい手洗いくらいしていただけませんこと？
Can't you at least wash your hands and gargle first?
ソファー、あかりの家に一つください。
Please let me have one of these sofas for my
聞いてま
house.
す？だいたい、何ですのその寝方は。
Did you hear me? Just what is it? Why are you lying like
あ
that?
かりは L 字ソファーの角に斜めに寝そべって誰も座れないようにするのが好きなんです。
I like to lie diagonally on the corner of the L so no one can sit down. Weirdo.
わー、綺麗な家。お庭にプールもあるよ。
Wow. What a pretty house. And there's an outdoor pool. Higa was looking out the window. As the window opened, there was a loud ripping sound. It was the sound of leather stripping thing being peeled off. I worked so hard on that yesterday. Poor thing. I'll help out later. It's like a mansion. Leland was observing the stylish lighting common in these kinds of places. Goldilocks was proud of this first impression. Isn't it? After all, it's a Kansudan villa. Are you also an aristocrat? You could say that, Leland. Of course I am. Goldilocks was boasting. But then Leland knelt before her. Oh, what are you doing? Please forgive my many offenses. There was a massive gap in their worldviews. Guess I'll have to explain. Let's get in the pool. I brought my bathing suit. Higa in high spirits outside called out to us. Does she understand she came here because of the typhoon? Won't someone try to sit on the couch and tell me to move it? I'm getting tired of holding this position. So just stop. Your Excellency, how resplendently lovely you are. She was still kneeling. Why is absolutely everyone so eccentric? I hope we'll be okay staying together. Goldilocks muttered this while looking like a pot calling a bunch of kettles black. Sorry, you're surrounded by weirdos. Hey, where can I put my luggage? At that moment, Kanashiro made his late arrival. With him, we were all together. Hey, how long are you guys gonna goof off? Let's get our stuff together and then get ready. Since Goldilocks was having trouble, I rounded up a car named Higa. So far, we'd only seen the villa's living room. I'll show you around the second floor. You may bring the luggage up there. We followed Goldilocks upstairs. It was big up here too. Beds were lined up one after another, floating in empty space. There were 6 in total. I thought it was going to be a shared room, but there was another room with 2 more. That would presumably be where Kanashiro and I would sleep. As each piece of luggage filled in the emptiness of the bedrooms, it gained stability. Nishime. Hey, Akatsumi. Kanashiro, who was looking through his luggage, called out. As I wondered what he was doing, he pulled out a thin book. Is that why he brought that huge bag? Whoa, I haven't read that one. Let me see it. There's no rush. The night is long. Tell me what you think later, okay? There was this one guy in my class, a zealot, who brought his favorite books to distribute. There was one here too. This is quite a This is quite a selection. Are you actually an expert? I'm the island's #1 fan. Don't make me laugh. You can't call yourself a fan just because you have one dojin. What was that? I've made my own merch too. So have I. That was the first I heard of this. I have been featured on the official voice actor radio show. What have you done?
だいたい呼んでもないのになんであんたがいるわけ？
Why are you even here when you weren't even invited? Alright, alright. Hey, alright. That's far enough. Let's not fight, okay? I rushed in to mediate once the line was crossed. I'm more sensitive than anyone else when it comes to hostility in the air.
ねえ、泳ごうよ。水着持ってきたんだよ。
Come on, let's go swimming. I brought my bathing suit. There is a typhoon coming and you want to go swimming. The swimsuit-clad Higa burst in. Everyone caught their breath at the beautiful view of her dynamite body. No fight could stand up to its destructive power.
大きすぎるおっぱいを見て気分が悪くなりました。
I
横に並んだベッドをクロスするように寝て他の人が眠れないようにします。
feel sick just looking at those big boots of hers. I'm gonna lie across all the beds, no one else can sleep in them.
だいたいあんたは
That'll just be you,
俺の愛を
my beloved,
私のステッキ。
my wand,
俺のネックレス
my necklace. Akari and Higa moved away and the fight started back up. What do you want me to do? I gave up talking to them and decided to consult Goldilocks. Is the top priority stocking food or no, maybe the weather's stripping? What should I
ま
do?
ともな人がいて感動してますの。
I'm shocked there's someone sane here. Yeah, they're a bit out there.
私たちが頑張らないと食べて寝るだけのこともできそうにありませんわ。二人で頑張りましょう。
If we don't pick up the pace, all we'll be able to do is eat and sleep. Do you think the two of us are enough? I smiled and gave her a small nod. A sense of camaraderie was born. A tingle ran down my back like we were sharing a secret between the two of
金
us.
城がバイクで来ているので彼を連れて買い出しへ行ってくださる？家のことは私がやっておきますわ。
Kaneshiro brought his motorcycle. Could you take him to the store with you? I'll take care of the house. Leave it to
お
me.
願いしますわ。
I'm counting on you. Goldilocks put out her fist and gave her... No, and I gave her a fist bump. A little rich girl does that kind of stuff too, huh? I suddenly felt much closer to her. Change of view, Akari. Hold on, guys. I feel like taking another break because it's one of those mysterious moments. Can't help it. Because again, this is American lifestyle that I'm dealing with. So I'll be right back. You guys try and stretch too. Alright, I'm back. There'll probably be a few more moments like that. Cause I have a suspicion of what it is that's going on, but not too sure. All I know is it takes a few hours for me to start feeling completely better since this is just the third time of it happening in about, or third or fourth I should say, and the last time I just realized that things start to ease up after a few hours. Doesn't change the fact that I need to eat better than that, though. While the men were shopping, we did some lighthouse work. We did take a dip in the pool, but once we learned that Higa can't swim, we quickly pulled her out. The previous renters seemed to have been good, so the house was already pretty clean. We made sure the water was running, did some dusting, and that was about it.
本題と参りますわよ。
Now, time for the main event. Kiriko held a towel and a newspaper. She stuffed them into the window
窓
frame.
を閉めてるのに雨が入ってくるわけ。
Can rain get through even when the windows are closed?
風圧で水が浸透してくるんですのよ。
Yes, the wind can push it
島
through.
国の神秘ね。
The mysteries of an island. For the same reasons, the air vents were also blocked. Water could be forced through each and every crevice from a typhoon's terrible force. It makes you want to cover up the ventilation fans too, if possible.
ウッドチェアはしまっておくね。パラソルやテーブルも危ないかな。
I think we should also put away the wood chairs. The umbrella and table are a hazard too. The next step was to bring in side objects that could go or flying off. The work proceeded quickly thanks to a form of heavy machinery called Higa. I didn't think a barbecue grill was something you could carry one-handed.
窓の補強は男性陣にお願いした方が良いかしらね。
I'll have to ask those boys about reinforcing the
私がや
windows.
るわ。
I'll do it.
屋根上の作業でしたよ。
Aren't you working on the roof? I'll be fine. It was easy for a modern-day witch like Leland to take care of that. She reached the roof in one leap, like she was a certain famous Italian plumber. While the superhuman worked, Kiriko and I prepared for a power outage. We filled plastic bags with water and put them in the freezer. If the power went out, we could put the bags in a cooler and use that as a fridge for our
あと
food.
は明かりですね。明かりだけに。
Leave the lights to a bright personality like
それ
me.
面白いと思って言ってますの？
You really think that's funny? Lights were very important in the event of an outage. When I was little, we used lanterns. I loved the faint flickering light they cast on the dining table in the dark living room. But now we pretty much just used our smartphones.
虫がいっぱいいる。
Eek, so many bugs. Just then we heard Higa shriek from the living room. When we went to check on her, we found her pointing to a corner of the living room. Lurking there was a line of small
あれじゃ
bugs.
ない。いちいちうるさいわね。
They're just ants, you shouldn't be so fussy.
でも家の中にいるんだよ。
But they're inside the
台風の
house.
前はよくアリが入ってくるんですのよ。嵐が来ると分かっているんでしょうね。
Ants often come in before a typhoon, they know storm is coming.
島国の神秘ね。
The mysteries of an
そ
island.
れは多分島は関係ないですね。
I don't think it has anything to do with being an island. Leland drove the ants outside. The preparations continued in silence. It only took about an hour because there was a lot of us.
この後どうしよっか。
What shall we do now?
疲れましたし、二人が戻るまでお茶でもしませんこと？
I'm exhausted. Why don't we have some tea until the other two get back? At Kiriko's suggestion, we took a break. We had our tea in the air-conditioned living room.
みんな恋愛とかしてる？
So, what's everyone's love life like? Oh my gosh. Like, I shouldn't be too surprised about this since there's only girls there, but come on. You guys can talk about something else. Ika just blurted it
で
out.
すのいきなり。
Come again?
だって女子会と言ったら恋愛の話に決まってるじゃない？
I mean, aren't these girls' nights all about talking in romance?
はい。
Girls' night? I was confused at the phrase I only heard adults use. When I'm at school, it's normal for me to just hang out with girls.
そういう話でしたら、赤積あかりが適任ではなくて、夏休み前に何度も呼び出されていたようですし。
Let's see. Hold on, guys. I need to take care of my phone here. It's not going to take too long in comparison to everything else, so I'm just going to leave things as they are and mute. Alright. There we go. Let's see, now that you mention it, wouldn't Akari Katsumi be a good person to ask? I'm sure you must have been asked out a ton before summer vacation started. Kiriko gave me a sidelong glance. Of all the ridiculous...
そうなの？あかりちゃん、モテモテ？
Is that true, Kari? You're popular with guys?
まあ、何人かから声はかけられましたが。
No, well, a couple guys have talked to
オーケー
me.
とかしたの？
And did you agree to go
し
out?
ませんよ。あかりはもうすぐ東京に行くんですよ。
I didn't. I'm going to Tokyo soon,
そ
remember?
うだった。シュン。
Oh, that's right, Sai. Vigo is dejected, but she soon
この
revived.
合宿は楽しい思い出にしなくちゃ。しんみりするの禁止ね。
We've gotta make memories at this sleepover, no
自
brooding.
分がしたくせによく言いますわね。
Well said, even though you were the one who is brooding.
ちなみにしんみりしたらどうなるんですか？
Well, what happens if someone does that?
罰ゲーム。好きな人に関する質問に答えないといけないの。
In punishment game, you have to answer a question about the person you
で
like.
は早速、あかりから比嘉さんに罰ゲームを執行しましょう。
Then we'll start with a question from me to Higa. What?
恋人はいますか？そのバインバインボディで男どもを脳殺ですか？
Do you have a lover? You must entice all the men with those big bazongas of yours.
私も気になりますわ。
I'd like to know too. Higa's face said dang it, but her answer was surprisingly
答え
truthful.
はいない。第一出会いがないよ。愛数理だもん。
The answer is no. First of all, I don't meet people, just sell ice
嘘おっ
cream.
しゃい。愛 ドルみたいな売り子が有名だと聞いてましたよ。
Don't lie, all the guys talk about the famous saleswoman who looks like a
嘘
model.
じゃないよ。ただのナンパだし。
I'm not lying, they're just
声をか
playboys.
けられてるのには変わりないじゃないですか。
But that doesn't change the fact that they still chat you up.
観光客だよ。目当てが分かりきってるというか。だから出会いとは呼べないよ。
They're just tourists, you know. It's easy to guess what they're after, so that's why I wouldn't call it meeting someone. My eyes grew big at such an adult answer. I had misjudged her because of her childish way of speaking, but Higo was a full-grown woman.
私の話おしまい。次は誰？
Okay, that's all for me. Who's
ルーさん
next?
でどうぞ。
Leland should
ル
go.
ーちゃんは聞くまでもないんじゃないかな。西目くんとラブラブだもん。
I wonder if we even need to ask her. You're lovey-dovey with Nishime.
ヒカルとはそんな関係じゃないんだけど。
I don't think Hikaru and I have that kind of relationship.
本当？
What? Really? Really? Leyland lied with a pretentious face. But I knew the truth. After all, I was instrumental in arranging the love confession.
合宿でラブラブ大作戦行っちゃおうよ。
Then let's use this sleepover to come up with a plan of attack. So I was thinking if I should reveal the truth, Higa raised her fist in the
必
air.
要ないから。
I don't need
必要
that.
ないくらいラブってこと？
You guys' love doesn't need
違
one?
うわ。
That's not what I mean. Her words cut through. Who could have predicted this? I had no idea that Leland would drop the first bomb
私
today.
はもう少しで島を出ていくの。
I'm going to be leaving the island shortly. Hmm? Hold on, guys. I feel like I need a drink right now, and it's probably a good time to try and make sure of things because of the pain that I've been telling you I've been going through. Like I said, it's minor as far as I know. That's why I'm waiting it out. So I'll be right back. Take this opportunity to take a break yourselves. Alright, I'm back for now. Don't know how long I'll be able to keep going, but hopefully I can at least handle this stream. I, of course, and Higa both froze. Her fist still in the air. I couldn't register the meaning of what she just said. What did she just say? Leave? Why? We're all
出
shell-shocked.
ていくというのは、引っ越しをなさるという意味かしら。
By leaving, do you mean to say you're moving? Kiriko is the first person to recover and
そう
ask.
よ。故郷へ帰るの。
Yes, I'm going back to my
どう
hometown.
して今のタイミングで？
Why now of all
事情
times?
があるから。
Because of certain
聞いてもよろ
reasons.
しくて？
Can you tell
秘
us?
密にしないといけないの。
I don't share secrets.
罰ゲームを執行いたしましょう。あなたは空気をしんみりさせてしまいましたもの。
Well, time for another punishment game. You brought the whole mood down. Kiriko smiled and Leland sighed. She really shouldn't tell anyone at all. Oh, she told us. She had a goal in coming to the island. She had vowed to not return until she had achieved it. And now she's recently been on track to realize it. All stuff I've heard before. Darn it, no. However, now I think about it, I really don't know anything about Leland's past. Just that she wasn't Japanese, wore a native dress, and was a witch. The existence that should be called alien on a remote Okinawan island. I can only assume that something had happened.
その話、彼には伝えているんですのよね。
Have you told him about
彼
this?
には言っていないわ。
I haven't mentioned anything to Hikaru. Why not?
関係ない話だもの。これは私の問題よ。
He's got nothing to do with it. This is my
けれど
problem.、
少なからず世話になったのでしょ？恩人に対する態度ではありませんわね。
But shouldn't you say something to him? That's no way to treat someone who's helped you.
それは、
Well,
恩を感じているのなら、なおさら伝えるべきではなくて？
if you owe something to him, all the more reason you should talk to him. The logical argument backed Leland into a corner, and she eventually promised she'd tell him sometime. What I really wanted to know about remained a
ルー
mystery.
さんはどうして帰る前提で話をしているんですか？帰
Leland,
りたい
what?
んですか？
Leland, why are you talking about the why and how of leaving? Do you want
私の問
to?
題ではないわ。定めだもの。
I'm not in doubt it's a
定め
rule.
かどうかは関係ないですよ。リルーさんはどうしたいんですか？
Rules have nothing to do with it, Leland. What do you want to
帰
do?
ると決めているわ。
I've already decided to leave.
だってリルーさんと西目さんは
Liar, I mean you and Nishime.
私とヒカルが、
What about me and Hikaru? He confessed to you
告白
that
されたんですよね。
he confessed to you that day.
そうなんですの？
Is that true, really? Kiriko and Higa's voices came out at once. I felt guilty, but I had to say it. Because I couldn't forgive Leland. I wouldn't listen to her lie. I didn't want to hear it.
告白なんてなかったわ。
He didn't confess.
嘘ですよ。あかりは見てましたよ。
You liar, I
そ
saw
の
it.
時、ヒカルは何も言わなかったわ。
Hikaru didn't say anything that day. Silence. The buzzing of the cicadas dominated the living room.
嘘ですよね。
You're lying, aren't you?
本当よ。ヒカルはこう言ったの。今日はいい天気だなって。
It's true, Hikaru said what nice weather we're having.
冗談もほどほどにしてください。そんな言い訳で騙されませんよ。ひょっとしたらリルーさんを許せなくなるかもしれません。
Sorry guys, I wanted to go longer here, but the pain's bothering me right now, so I'm gonna call it here. I'm sorry about this. I don't feel like raiding either because it takes a bit of time. So I'm just gonna call it a day. I thank you all for coming. If you are watching this on YouTube and you liked it, be sure to leave a like and press that subscribe button and bell notification to hopefully be notified when I'll be streaming again. And if you're watching on Twitch, you know what to do. As for when I'll be streaming again, I want to say tomorrow, but because of the state I'm in, I don't know. Pay attention to my socials on that. And with that, I hope to see you all later. Bye.